special feeling in Oldsmobile. There is a special feeling in Oldsmobile. More than the luxury ride, it's a feeling of pride that you feel inside.
Been a minute since we worked on the old Firenza. Heck, been a while since I even started it. Oh, I wonder how bad this key was. Hang on, I need to open this. Okay, as I was saying, it's been a while since we started this. I gotta readjust this here because when I lock it, it gets like caught at the bottom or something. Something's going on with that. So let's see. Let's go ahead and try to start it. New trellis. Ooh, that battery's not too happy. There we go. And she's back to life-ish. You know, this works every once in a while. I'll probably have to pull the tank eventually. So there's that. Alright, I'm going to let this warm up and then we'll get into the shop. So we got the Firenza in here. I wanted to kind of give a before and after of the interior. Let's put some light on that. They got the original seat here. Pretty grody. That's the seat we're going to be putting in. Or at least one identical to it. I think we're going to change out the center console or do something close to that. I'm not sure yet. Possibly just changing the boot. So I'll show you the parts that we got here. Got a brand new seat, or new to me, seat from the junkyard. This is the matching one to the driver's side. In very good condition. Comfortable too. And I got this center console here that we'll be using. So hopefully this is all good. It mounts a little bit differently. Those two mounting holes are the same. Those are different. So we'll see how this goes. I think I can actually just pull this boot off. 4 bolts here. So something like that. Because I just realized when I was looking at this here, the Oldsmobile one goes from all the way up here and then goes all the way to the back here, and there's even an ashtray in the rear. So regardless, I'm gonna have to pull this and clean this. Unfortunately, like this door here has come separated from that when I was trying to figure out where the bolts are. There's like 2 screws up here, and then in this ashtray there's 2 screws holding that, and then 2 more inside there, and I believe the whole thing actually comes off. So yeah, it should be interesting. I gotta pull this as well, and then this just kind of pulls off. So it's gonna be interesting. We'll see how it works. I'll try to film along. It might be kind of a before and after type deal. We'll see. I'm not really sure what I'm doing, but we'll make it look nice either way. So all right, well, let's get started. We'll start with by pulling the driver's side or passenger side seat first. So before we go into the finished interior, I wanted to point this out. So I went from a Oldsmobile shift boot right here to the Cavalier one, which is right here. This shift boot was used on the 4 speeds and the 5 speeds. And I'm recording this after the fact, of course. So when we'll go into the next clip, I say 4-speed Cavalier or 5-speed Cavalier. It's the same. It's a 4-speed in the car that I pulled it from, but I thought it was a 5-speed. But anyways, they share the same boot. And I, of course, had to cut mine in order to fit the Oldsmobile style, because you can see the holes and everything are way smaller on the Oldsmobile one than the Chevy. So I just cut the bottom piece out where the holes would be. And I just took a little, I guess, knife, if you will, and cutlery, and I made like a little X mark and was able to make the holes match up with the Oldsmobile boot. And yeah, this is how they're held on from the back side here. And this kind of metal piece goes in the center, and that's what holds it on. And these are mounted to these 4 holes here. So pretty easy to take apart them. On the Oldsmobile, the whole top face actually just comes apart with just the 2 bolts in front, and it lifts up from like a kind of a hinge assembly here. On the Cavalier ones, you have to actually pull the whole center console, which includes these 2 bolts on this side, and then these 2 in here. Very easy, but you see I had to drill out one. So I ended up not using this center console just because it didn't cover the parking brake or anything, and I think it just looks, the Oldsmobile one just looks better. You got this kind of like white, and it only has like 3 slots for 3 cassettes, and I have like 20, so that doesn't work. But yeah, I just wanted to give a little explanation of this and how I changed it over. So if you're ever interested in it, and you see the Oldsmobile one was pretty beat. It was barely holding on. So yeah, let's move on to the next clip and show off the new and finished interior. So now I got the interior together here. Got the Cavalier seat in. Fit very well. Was able to use all the original plastics underneath. A little rough, but I think they cleaned up fine. And you see the blues match up pretty well. It looks a little different on camera, but in person you can't even distinguish it. Yeah, that's probably the word, I think. Anyways, so I end up using the original console for the car. Just this long one here. But I was able to use the shift boot. The one that was in the Cavalier, which is this one here, was a 5-speed, and then the one in the Oldsmobile Firenza is a 4-speed, of course. So the boot was actually a little bit bigger, so I was able to trim kind of the outside of this and get it to work. It's sometimes, like when you pull back, this corner sinks in, but if you pull forward, it goes back into place. It works. It's definitely better than the old one, which I'll show that in a second. This ashtray was all types of broken. The actual flipping mechanism worked, but this came apart and the actual plastic piece came apart. I ended up using some JB Weld plastic epoxy to put that back together, let that sit all day and dry. So that's all together. I think it turned out really well. Looks good, at least. I have a different shift knob. Well, it's actually the same shift knob, but it's a OEM one, so I'm going to be putting that on. This one, I don't think I have seated correctly, but it holds on there. It'll be good enough. So, besides the interior, I also worked on a bit of the body, or suspension, I should say. I redid this ball joint earlier this week, and I was still getting a clunking noise. It ended up being that I didn't tighten the castle nut enough. I think you kind of see that up top there. So I tightened down the castle nut some more. And of course, I still have the transmission leak, even after putting in a brand new seal again. So, yeah, I'm going to have to figure out something for that. I don't know if the actual transmission needs to be rehoned or what. So there's that. Here's the old seat. Not bad. I never really did get this cover off too well. Oh. And that's why I replaced this. This one's bad. This is real bad. Now I know I have all those frizzy things inside the car. It's probably from the seat. Or the back seat. Something like that. So yeah, so there's that. Got everything done on the Firenza. A little bit of a short video, but I just wanted to update you guys on it. Got more work planned out for this in the summertime. I'm going to try to meet up with a friend that knows of one of these in the junkyard, and it looks identical to mine. So I'm going to try to do that. So thank you again for watching, and I shall see you in the next video. Video after the video. If anyone's doing this, make sure you seat this all the way down. I just tried to shift this into reverse, and I couldn't get the reverse release, like the lockout, to release because I had the shift knob too high. I was able to push it down some more and tighten it, and now I can, if I press on the clutch here, now I can put it in neutral. So I don't know how many people actually have a manual J body, but I figured I would point that out just in case if anyone else came into that problem, because it slides up above and it feels like it's actually in place, but no, push it down a little bit more and that will actually push the knob, the shift knob, into the right place. Good Lord, that's a tongue twister for me, at least. So yeah, thank you again for watching, and I shall see you in the next video.